Have you ever felt like you didn't belong anywhere? Like no matter how hard you tried, the world kept reminding you that you were different? This is Sarah's story. A girl who left home with nothing but a suitcase and a dream, only to face rejection, loneliness, and heartbreak. But every tear she cried became a seed for her success. Stay with me, because by the end of the story, you'll see how pain can turn into purpose, and you might just see your own journey in hers. The departure. I will never forget the day I left Nigeria. The airport was packed with travelers and noise, but all I could focus on was my mother's face, streaked with silent tears. At just 16, I was leaving behind the world I knew. My grandmother's warm kitchen, my friends in school, the familiar sound of church bells on Sunday mornings. My father had arranged for me to live with him in London, promising better opportunities and a brighter future. But as I clutched my small suitcase, I felt only fear and a heavy sadness. The flight seemed endless. I pressed my face to the airplane window, staring at the clouds and wondering what kind of life waited for me on the other side. Would people accept me? Would I ever belong? Beneath all my doubts, however, was one quiet promise to myself. I would make my mother proud, no matter how difficult it became. The new world. London greeted me with grey skies, an abiding chill that sank into my skin. My father met me at the airport, tall and serious, with little warmth in his eyes. He had remarried, and his British wife, Claire, shook my hand politely but without affection. I could already sense that my place in this new family would not be easy. School was even harder. On my first day, my classmates giggled at my accent when I introduced myself. At lunch, they wrinkled their noses at the jollof rice I had proudly packed from home, calling it weird. I sat alone that day, forcing myself not to cry. Inside, I whispered a vow. If I could not belong by being like them, then I would belong by becoming stronger than their laughter. Struggles of belonging. The months that followed were some of the hardest of my life. At home, I felt like a stranger, as Claire often reminded me that I wasn't a real child. At school, I never quite fit in. Black British students thought I was too fresh from Africa, while white students saw me as an oddity. I lived between two worlds, but neither wanted to claim me. One evening, I sat on my bed, tears spilling onto the pages of my diary as I scribbled, "Why am I here if I'm meant to feel invisible?" But even as I wrote those words, I felt a flicker of strength. If no one would notice me, then I could quietly build myself, study harder, and prove my worth. That night, I decided that my tears would one day become the foundation of my triumph. A friend in the cold. Everything began to change the day I met Emily. She was a pale, red-haired girl with a contagious laugh who loved books as much as I did. Unlike others, she didn't laugh at my food or my accent. Instead, she asked questions and actually listened. For the first time since leaving home, I felt seen. Emily and I became inseparable. We studied together, dreamed about the future, and shared secrets late into the evening. She wanted to be a writer, and I told her my dream of becoming a doctor. Slowly, my grades improved, and with Emily's encouragement, my confidence began to grow. She showed me that true friendship didn't care about accents, skin color, or backgrounds. It cared only about the heart. Trials at home. Home was still a battlefield. My father demanded perfection. The best grades, flawless manners, complete obedience. Claire compared me constantly to my younger step-siblings, Daniel and Sophie, making me feel like I could never measure up. Many nights, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why I had come at all. One evening, After yet another argument, I burst out in frustration. Do you even see me as your daughter? Or just your responsibility? My father stood there, silent, his eyes unreadable. That silence hurt me more than any harsh word could have. It was then I realized a painful truth. Sometimes family does not give us the love we crave. But I also learned that my worth would never come from someone else's approval. A step toward triumph. By my final year of high school, I had transformed. No longer the timid girl hiding in the corner, I had become one of the top students in my class. I even won a science award and was asked to give a speech at an academic event. Standing before the crowd in my neat uniform, my voice steady, I spoke about resilience and how pain can fuel determination. When the applause came, it felt like the walls I had been fighting against were finally beginning to crumble. Teachers began to notice me, and even classmates who had once mocked me now asked for my help. That day, I realized something powerful. Belonging didn't come from changing myself to fit in. It came from showing the world that who I was already had value, love, and doubt. University opened up a new chapter of my life. I studied medicine at King's College and met people from all over the world. It was there I met Michael, a Ghanaian British student with a charming smile and a steady determination that matched my own. He encouraged me when exams felt impossible and reminded me of my strength when I doubted myself. But love brought its own challenges. Could I give my heart when I was still healing from old wounds? Could two ambitious people build dreams side by side without losing themselves? Some nights, doubt kept me awake. Yet deep down, I knew that love, like success, required courage. The courage to trust, to risk, and to believe in a future together. Setbacks and sacrifice. Just when I thought I had found my footing, life tested me again. News came from Nigeria that my mother was gravely ill. Without a second thought, I took a break from my studies and flew home. Sitting by her hospital bed in Ibadan, holding her frail hand, I was reminded of how much she had sacrificed for me. Her recovery was slow, but every moment by her side was precious. One evening, she told me, "Sarah, never forget where you come from. The world may try to change you, but your roots are your strength." Those words pierced my heart and stayed with me. When she was finally strong again, I returned to London, not broken, but grounded. I was no longer torn between two worlds. I carried both within me. Triumph after tears. Years later, I stood in my graduation gown, holding my medical degree, tears running down my cheeks. In the audience, I saw Emily cheering, Michael smiling proudly, and even my father clapping stiffly, though with pride in his eyes. In that moment, the lonely girl who once cried over her diary was gone. I had become a woman who had turned every tear into strength. I realized then that every hardship had shaped me. The rejection, the loneliness, the silent dinners, the mocking laughter, all of it had carved resilience into my soul. My tears had not been wasted. They had watered the soil of my triumph. Giving back. I could have stayed in London, chasing wealth and comfort, but that was never my dream. Instead, I chose to split my time between the UK and Nigeria, working in hospitals and creating health initiatives in rural communities. I wanted other young girls to know that their stories didn't have to end in tears. They could end in triumph too. Standing before a group of schoolgirls in Lagos, I told them my story, the rejection, the struggle, the victories. "Your tears don't mean you are weak," I said, smiling at their eager faces. "They mean you are watering the roots of your triumph." As the room erupted in applause, I knew my journey had come full circle. My pain had become someone else's hope. Every tear hides a lesson, and every struggle hides a victory. Hit the like button if this story touched your heart. Subscribe for more powerful life stories that inspire change. Share this with someone who needs encouragement today. Thanks for watching. This is WiseTales.